What if you could step through time not by imagination, not through books, but by walking the same streets where America was born? Colonial Williamsburg is not just a historic town. It is a living stage where the ideas of freedom, democracy, and revolution first took shape. Every brick, every candlelit window, and every echoing footstep whispers stories of ambition, sacrifice, and courage. This is the place where ordinary people made extraordinary decisions that changed the destiny of a nation. Welcome to Colonial Williamsburg, the living birthplace of America. Long before the United States existed, Williamsburg stood at the heart of colonial Virginia. In 1699, it replaced Jamestown as the colony's capital, chosen for its healthier inland location and strategic importance. At the time, Williamsburg was not a grand city but a carefully planned town designed to represent order, authority, and British power in the New World. Wide streets, brick buildings, and formal layouts reflected England's vision of control and civilization. Williamsburg quickly became the political, educational, and cultural center of Virginia. Governors, lawmakers, merchants, and students filled its streets. The Capitol building was the most powerful structure in the colony, where laws were debated and justice was enforced. Nearby, the College of William and Mary educated future leaders, who would later shape American independence. Williamsburg was not merely a settlement, it was a training ground for governance. Yet beneath its orderly appearance, tension quietly grew. Colonists were learning to govern themselves, questioning royal authority, and developing ideas that would soon challenge the British crown. In these early years, Williamsburg planted the seeds of self-rule, making it far more than a colonial capital. It became a cradle of American political identity. At the eastern end of Duke of Gloucester Street stood the governor's palace, a symbol of royal authority and British dominance. With its grand gardens, elegant furnishings, and armed guards, the palace represented the king's presence across the Atlantic. For colonists, it was both a center of governance and a reminder of who truly ruled them. Royal governors hosted lavish balls and formal dinners here, reinforcing class divisions between elites and common citizens. Decisions affecting thousands of lives were made within its walls, often without the consent of the people. Taxes, land policies, and trade laws flowed from this building, shaping daily colonial life. But the palace also became a place of growing resistance. As tensions with Britain intensified, governors found themselves increasingly isolated. Crowds gathered outside, protests grew louder, and loyalty to the crown weakened. Eventually, royal authority collapsed, and the palace lost its power. Its decline symbolized the fall of monarchy in America. What once stood for control and obedience would soon be overshadowed by the rising demand for liberty. Inside the Capitol building met the House of Burgesses, America's first elected legislative assembly. Though limited by British oversight, it was revolutionary for its time. For the first time, colonists had a voice in how they were governed. Representatives debated laws, taxes, and rights, often challenging royal instructions. Here, figures like Patrick Henry delivered fiery speeches that shook the colony. His famous declaration, "Give me liberty, or give me death," was not just dramatic rhetoric, it captured the growing determination of Americans to control their own destiny. These debates transformed political frustration into organized resistance. The House of Burgesses taught colonists how to argue, vote, compromise, and oppose authority through law rather than violence. These skills later became the foundation of American democracy. Williamsburg was not just witnessing history, it was teaching people how to make it. Duke of Gloucester Street was the beating heart of Williamsburg. Merchants sold goods from England, and the colonies, blacksmiths forged tools, printers spread ideas, and taverns buzzed with political discussion. News traveled fast here, carried by word of mouth and printed pamphlets. Every class of society crossed paths on this street: wealthy planters, poor laborers, enslaved Africans, and free artisans. Their interactions reflected both opportunity and inequality. While some prospered, others lived under harsh conditions, especially enslaved people whose labor supported the colonial economy. Despite social divisions, this street became a place where revolutionary ideas spread. Conversations in taverns and shops slowly shifted public opinion. Duke of Gloucester Street was more than a marketplace, it was an information highway where the spirit of rebellion quietly grew. Behind Williamsburg's elegance lay a painful truth. Slavery was essential to its existence. Enslaved Africans built buildings, cooked meals, cleaned homes, and labored in workshops. Their contributions were vast, yet their freedom was denied. Williamsburg exposes the contradiction at the heart of early America, a fight for liberty built on unfree labor. While leaders spoke of natural rights, enslaved people endured cruelty and injustice. Some resisted through subtle acts, others through escape, and a few gained freedom through rare opportunities. Their stories are inseparable from America's birth. Understanding Williamsburg means acknowledging not only ideals of freedom but also the suffering that made those ideals possible. This tension continues to shape American history and identity. Founded in 1693, the College of William and Mary became an intellectual powerhouse of the colonies. Students studied philosophy, law, and science, absorbing Enlightenment ideas that challenged monarchy and promoted individual rights. Future leaders like Thomas Jefferson were deeply influenced here. The college encouraged questioning authority and thinking beyond tradition. Professors introduced radical concepts that fueled revolutionary thought. Education in Williamsburg was not neutral, it was transformative. The ideas learned within these classrooms helped ignite a revolution that reshaped the world. As British policies tightened after 1763, Williamsburg transformed into a center of resistance. Protests, boycotts, and political organizing intensified. When royal governors dissolved the House of Burgesses, members continued meeting in secret. By 1776, loyalty to Britain collapsed. Williamsburg's leaders helped push Virginia toward independence, influencing the entire continent. The town's role in revolution proved that political courage could defeat imperial power. When the Revolutionary War began, Williamsburg lost its status as capital to Richmond. Power shifted, and the town slowly declined. Buildings aged, populations shrank, and history seemed destined to fade. Yet this decline preserved Williamsburg. Unlike growing cities, it remained largely unchanged, waiting to be rediscovered. In the 20th century, an ambitious restoration transformed Williamsburg into the world's largest living history museum. Craftspeople, actors, and historians brought the past back to life. Visitors now experience history through sight, sound, and interaction. Williamsburg became not just a museum, but a classroom without walls. Colonial Williamsburg reminds us that democracy was not inevitable, it was built through debate, conflict, and courage. The questions asked here still echo today. Who deserves freedom? Who holds power? And how should a nation govern itself? Colonial Williamsburg is more than preserved buildings, it is preserved purpose. It shows us where America began, not as a finished idea, but as a bold experiment. By walking its streets, we don't just remember history, we confront it, learn from it, and carry its lessons forward. The birthplace of America is alive, and its story is still being written.